certainly was guilty of something. He pled guilty. He ever give you any money?
Yeah, he gave me money before. And it wasn't in excess of, trying to allow me to be rich. It was allowing me to have a couple of dollars in my pocket. And I was a young kid, and I was needing that. So when you're a young kid and you're at the ice cream truck, you pray for a big brother or somebody down on the street to come and pay for ice creams for all of the kids at the truck.
Hey, Jay, was he hooking you up with bomb pops and ice cream sandwiches? Or are we talking about tens of thousands of dollars and more?
No, not tens of thousands of dollars and more. If that was the case, I wouldn't have been driving a Dodge Omni at the University of Michigan my freshman year. I'd have been riding in a Mercedes-Benz paying the car note.
So what are we talking about? How much money did he give you?
Well, it's probably, like I said, probably pocket money, more than anything. Like I said, just something to make me feel like I can go to a movie, go to a show, I can get a pair of gym shoes, I can get, a fresh outfit.
Let me ask you this. If he's giving out money, does it tarnish the Fab Five legacy? If guys on the team are getting that money and they're getting it illegally, does it tarnish what you accomplished?
Not at all. The things that he done for me was before I became a University of Michigan athlete. Like I said, he was somebody I knew before I got to Michigan. Our relationship wasn't, that way once I got to college. I was more established, and I was on my feet a lot better being a college student.
All right, so you're in Chicago now. They've got the second pick overall in the draft. Has Jerry Krause come to you and said, what do you think we should do with that pick?
Yes, and I appreciate that. I think that, they're going to do what they can to get me involved because they want to build a team around me, and they want to talk about things and options that we can do to improve the team. And obviously, sitting at number 2, if Yao Ming is predicted to be number 1, you're looking at a guy like Jay Williams from Duke.
All right, so would you say to them, take Jay Williams, we got another young guy, let's build around him, or having been here, Jalen, and knowing how Indiana beat their team, would you rather they take that pick and trade for an established player, like, for instance, Andre Miller or Baron Davis, guys who are established ballers in this league?
I would love to have an established player. But the thing about being a rookie is if you can play, you got to bring it. And if he can bring it from day one, it doesn't matter how old he is. You can't really get caught up in what a player's doing now for another team. You got to understand that once we bring him into our system, we're going to find ways to make him look good, and he's going to find ways to make us look good. So everybody loves Andre Miller on their team, and we're no different. But at the same time, if Jay Williams can bring it to that level, then we love to have him as well.
But if you had your choice, if it was Andre Miller or a young guy like Jay Williams, who would you rather have?
I don't know. We got to get out a coin and flip for it. As long as they're going to bring it, it really doesn't matter.
Hey, John, what about the younger guys? Eddie Curry, Tyson Chandler. You've seen these young guys. Kwame Brown was talking about earlier this year with Washington that when he got there, he had no idea what it would take, the amount of work and the amount of dedication that it would take to be able to survive and thrive on this level. How about the young guys, the high schoolers that you played with? Do they understand the commitment that's going to take?
The bottom line is when you draft a guy out of high school or you draft a guy that's 18, 19 years old, there's going to be a learning curve. You got exceptions to the rule. There's an exception in Kobe Bryant. There's an exception in Garnett and in McGrady, even though they had a smaller curve. And every player is going to have to experience that, and they're no different. But the thing I like about these guys, Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry, is that they're hungry to learn. They want to get better. And as long as they're young kids, you can't be too hard on them. You got to allow them to grow.
Jalen, do either one of these guys have big league, big-time game? Are they going to stand out and star in the league, or are they both going to just be guys?
They're not going to stand out next season. I don't think you can put up Tim Duncan numbers and then say Tyson Chandler bring me this next season, Eddie Curry bring me this next season. It's going to be a progression. But I do think when we go play against the big-time guys that they're going to be able to hold their own and hopefully find ways at the right time to help us win games.
Now, Jalen, you're saying the right things, you're doing the right things. You seem to have taken to this. But as a vet in this league, are you going to have the patience to be around and stick around while they build this thing? I mean, you came pretty close, very close in Indiana.
Exactly, and I don't plan on starting all over, but the thing about it is I got to have faith in what we're trying to accomplish, and I got to know that a championship is not won overnight. It will be a process involved, whether you think it is or not. There are a lot of teams that say, well, we're going to get this guy to win the championship, and they're a franchise in this league that have never won a championship at all. So as long as we're taking steps and we're doing the right things, and we're in the Eastern Conference, we may be 1 or 2 players, 1 or 2 injuries away from being right into the mix in the next couple of seasons.
Do you really believe that?
I really believe that. And we got Jalen Rose, which hopefully is going to mean a lot in the future as well.
Yeah, how were you able to reconcile the fact that you signed that max-out deal with the Pacers? You made a lifetime commitment to them, and they turned around and repaid you. And again, you didn't look around. You said, this is where I want to be. Give me the contract, I'll sign it. Well, how did they repay you? By sending you to Chicago. How do you reconcile that with yourself?
Well, I can look at it 2 ways. I can look at it like, I'm disappointed that when I became a free agent that I kind of played loyal husband and didn't find a way to go, explore my options out there. But at the same time, I played in Indiana 5.5 seasons. That team, that city, did a lot for me. They did a lot to empower me as a player and as a man. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the free. I'm going to go to Chicago. I'm going to find a way to do the same things in Chicago I was able to do in Indiana. Hopefully, I end with a diamond ring on my finger from a championship.
Jalen, we've got a bonus segment. We're going to come back with one more segment with Jalen Rose when the last word returns right after this. Good job. I was ready. My man, bring it. At Wrigley Field back in April. Welcome back. I'm joined once again by Jalen Rose. You know what, Jay? That's pretty good.
I'm not selling any records.
No, you're not, man. No, you're not. That was downright horrible. What's up? Now, actually, I'm gonna give you the love for it. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That is not an easy thing to do.
Can I say this? Chicago got an old arena, and I walked 3 flights of stairs before I actually got up there. So by that second verse, I was done.
Oh yeah, I see you working. That explains a lot of things, Jay. I get it. I get it. You know what's amazing? You and I were talking during the break. You are now 8 years in. Next year will be your 9th year, man. I can remember calling you in the dorms at Michigan when you were just a baggy shorts, black sock wearing pup. And now here you are 9 years in, an NBA grizzled vet, Jay.
Yeah, I paid my dues. You know, I've been up, I've been down. You know, I've been through a couple of teams. I've been through a few coaches, been a lot of great teammates, a lot of great experiences. But I feel like I just begun. And I feel like I could put the same amount of years into the back end of my career.
Okay, well, you feel like that, like maybe you've got 8 more years, but I'm talking about a grizzled vet. I'm talking about calling a kid in the dorm. Jay, you and I came in together. We may have to go out together. So you're telling me you've got 8 more years to go?
Exactly, at least. So you got to...
I got to hang on for 8 more years?
On, exactly,
I don't know if I got it in me, man. I don't know if I got it in with me.
We're going to make it.
You think so?
Yeah, we're going to make it.
All right, so 8 more years. Can you get done what you need to get done in Chicago?
I can get it done. I feel like at the end of this road, you know, every player wants a few things. And obviously a championship ring is the top of the list, and superstardom. I feel like I have what it takes to do both, and, you know, I got a few more years to get it accomplished. I got great teammates, I got a great opportunity, and I'm blessed from upstairs, so let's see what happens.
Jay, I got about 30 seconds. I know where you're going with that, but tell me about the gear. What are you representing with that gear?
The gear I'm representing today is Jimmy Walker Detroit Pistons jersey, All-Star in 1972. And I was watching that game on Classic one day, and I'll just tell you this. Sorry. But it was a few great players in that game. It was a big old Oscar Robertson. You got Jerry West. You got Connie Hawkins. You got Wilt Chamberlain. You got Jimmy Walker, Coach Paul Silas from Charlotte. So put some ballers in that game, and it just says a little bit about my pedigree.
All right, Jay. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it in, man.
All right,
always
thanks
good to
a lot.
see you.
Appreciate it.
Jalen Rose, that's it for now. I am Jim Rome. This has been the last word. Thank you for watching. We are out.